Welcome back, everybody, to the You Ask We podcast, the show where you ask the questions, they answer them, and I'm just the guy in the middle. Once again, my name is Ed in Toronto, and we have an amazing guest for y'all today. She's from Hollywood, Florida, but she now lives in New York, and she always loved looking at houses and interior designs and things like that. But now she gets paid to do it because she's an assistant visuals editor at the Architectural Digest. And while she does that, she has a little Instagram account called the Interior Social Club that has almost 200,000 followers, and she got that in only a year and a half. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a warm welcome to my good friend Shani Kravetz. Shani, how you doing?
Hello, how are you? You make me sound so good.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying what I saw. I'm just saying what I saw, you know?
Very happy to be here.
Yeah, so just a reminder to everyone really quick back home, if you're not subscribing, why not? We're almost at 50 subscribers. Get on that right now. And the way the show works, just to remind everybody, I got all your questions here, but the first question always comes from me, and that's what's going on? What's new?
What's new? Well, speaking of interior design, I just moved to a new apartment. So trying to figure out I'm like, I wanted to move in and have everything unpacked and ready to live in the second I got there, but it's a little unrealistic. So I think we've like unpacked most things. And now I just gotta do the decor part, which is the fun part. And yeah, that's what's new, just working at, AD, doing the Instagram. What else? I don't know. It's New
He
York,
calls it
always things
AD
going
because he's so official. Love it.
on.
First question actually comes from Kenny from New York, and he wants to know, how'd you first start learning about interior design?
Okay, so basically I've really loved interior design since like beginning of high school. I was just like very into looking at people's houses and then like commenting on them, and then like I was honestly like, what really got me into interior design is Architectural Digest. Funny enough, I loved watching like the YouTube videos of like celebrity open doors, and like when they would do like the celebrity home tours. I loved that. So
Would you watch
uh,
Cribs a lot when you were younger?
I did not. I tried to elevate my. I don't know if like a hot tub in the bathroom was the style I was looking for, but yeah, I just so like from there, I was just like really I always looked at interior design, like magazines. A big thing was Instagram. Like really since like high school, I was just like following all these like interior design accounts, and like I just like loved looking at pictures of houses and interiors all day. I just love like the uniqueness of it, that like everyone has a house, but they all look different, and like what people can do differently. And um, I started like, just redesigning my own spaces. And then I think I started my first like internship, like where I actually started learning about like design. Like before that, I was basically just like playing interior design games on my phone, where I would like be able to like redesign rooms. And like my friends would always like find me like playing these games. And so then after high school, I got like my first internship for an interior design um, company in Miami, Florida called Sarah Z Designs. And there I basically just had like just random tasks where I would learn about like the whole process. They were like working on like a few different projects. So I was just like I was like learning from them. They had like architects working in their company. So I would ask them like a bunch of questions about like CAD, which is like computer aided design, um, and like it really taught me a lot. Like I've always been like, if I like was into something, and like I always ask like questions, so I would like ask like how like the owner, like how she got into it and what's it like, and like how is it like dealing with clients. And then basically like just through like internships and like asking a lot of questions, and like with any designer, anyone who was into interior design, anyone who worked in architecture, anyone who was like in that world, I would just like always like be asking questions and like learning more to like kind of figure out what I wanted to do. And yeah, that's how it kind of got started.
And from humble beginnings, now you work for Architectural Digest. That's
Yeah.
insane. Something you were a fan of as a kid, like now you're like actually working there. It's unreal. Awesome.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so based on that, Michael from LA wants to know, like, how did you get to your level at the Architectural Digest? And also, what's your day-to-day like now?
Okay. So my level is pretty much entry level. So, but how I got there in the first place is that, so like I was saying, like, love asking questions. Like, even it's not like I'm not even like trying to even like gain anything out of asking questions. It's really just to like for me to get an understanding of like what the job is like, so I can see whether like that's something I'd be interested in. And so what I started doing was like adding on LinkedIn. I got like very into LinkedIn and like started adding anyone who I thought had like a cool job on LinkedIn. I would just add them, and if they added me back, like I could message them, and I would just like be like, hey, like I'm really interested in what you do. Like, can I ask you some questions and like and learn more about like how you got there and everything. And so and it worked a lot. Like that's actually how I got, like I had an internship at another interior design magazine, and that's like how I got the internship. Like I started asking this guy questions, and he was like, oh, let me connect you to like our internship person. But what happened was that one of the people that I connected with was like my now boss, who's the director of like global photography for Arc Digest. And so he added me back. It was all really like thank God to this guy. He added me back. I messaged him and I was like, hey, like I love what you do. Like love AD, like would love to, I mean, like obviously in more professional terms, I was like, I would love to ask you a few questions. And he was like, yeah, let's hop on a phone call. And so I was like super excited. And we spoke on the phone for like an hour and a half where I basically just like learned about what he does for AD and like how he got there. And it was a really great conversation. And like towards the end, he was like, send me your resume. And like, if we have any openings, like love to like keep you in the loop. And then a few months later, they had an opening. First they had first they needed someone part-time, which was perfect because I was still in school. They needed someone part-time on like the photo team to like help with um the basically like all the photo stuff, which is like what I do now. And so I was started there part-time, and then after like 6 months, I got a full-time position as an assistant visual editor, and it's been going great so far. I really love it. And so my day-to-day, if you don't know what that is, a visuals editor, I basically deal with all the photography in the magazine. We don't actually like shoot the like we don't actually take pictures of the interiors. We basically like hire photographers. And so it's a lot of like scheduling the photo shoots and like coordinating with like the homeowners, with the designers, and like sometimes those could be celebrities, and like and basically also like talking with like our writers and our editors. It's like a whole like we're basically like everyone is involved in like putting together the magazine. So I work like for both the print, like the actual physical magazines that we do like each month, and then we also have like our website. So that's like a little bit more involved because we have like 3 stories a week on our website, and that I'm involved with at least. And then so I basically just deal with any photography. Like I basically like coordinating the shoots, speaking to photographers, getting photographers paid. There's a lot of like arts rights issues. So like artwork that appears in like people's houses, we have to like get cleared from the artist that we're allowed to like post it basically. So one of my jobs is I have to like track down every single artist who appears in any single picture we post and have to get confirmation from that artist saying that we can post it.
Is that not like
Um,
difficult to do though? I
it's
feel like it's
very
like crazy hard
difficult.
sometimes.
I'm like tracking down like 100 artists like at a time.
Wow.
So like, and some of them are like the huge artists like Warhols, but like I deal with like their estates and stuff. But to like tiny artists who are literally like cannot be found on the internet. So like I literally have to just sleuth them down and like get confirmation. Like, and so that's like a big part, and just like photography credits, making sure the photographers are credited correctly, and any issues that have to do with the photos basically. But the best part is that I get to look at pictures of interiors all day. That's like the dream.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Speaking of looking at pictures of that, not only are you doing all this, but you're also managing an account that's for that specifically. and it has 200,000 followers now, like almost 200,000, which is insane. And I think SJ from TNEC, along with a lot of other people, are asking how did you grow this media following to like that extent, and how long, like it took you only a year and a half, so like how'd you grow that so hard?
Well, it was really, I don't want to say like luck, but it was a lot of like learning and growing. Like a lot of the times, like it just blew up like all at once and then like would kind of slow down. So I started it in October 2021. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, October 2021. And no, actually 2022. Um, and I basically, that doesn't make sense, whatever, 2021. And I basically would just like start posting. I had all these pictures saved in my camera roll of like interior design projects that I loved. And I was following so many accounts like that had literally like millions of followers or also like hundreds of thousands of followers. And like, I just always said to myself, like, I could do that. Like they just reposted people's projects too, like projects that they liked. And I'm like, I could just make an Instagram like that. Like, and I wasn't really trying to gain anything out of it. It was really just like, I'm just gonna make an Instagram with like projects that I love. And so I started it, and like obviously let me just put this out there for everyone asking. I did not buy any followers. Because I've gotten asked that before. But everything was organic. So yeah, I really just like started posting. Obviously only had like 100 followers at first. I think my first month, I think I got to like 1,000 followers. And I thought that like my goal was to get 12,000 followers by the end of the year. And by the end of that year, I had like over 100K, which was nuts.
That's insane.
But, yeah. But basically it was a lot of, I had a friend that was actually like also doing really well on Instagram because she had like her own company. She was like selling bathing suits. And so like I would ask her a ton of questions about like Instagram and like what she would do to like help. And she gave me such good advice. And she basically like, what a big thing that I would do is that like there was this Instagram, this like interior design Instagrammer that I loved. Like she had millions of followers, did the exact same thing that I do, like post interior design projects. She had like 1.3 million followers. I was like, how does she do that? And so what I did is I turned my post notifications on for her. And whenever she would post, I would post, because I'm like, that must be the good time to post on Instagram. And like, that's when all like, and we have the same exact audience. So it's like, that's when her audience is like on Instagram and like gonna engage the most. So that's when I should post. So I like turned those on, and like whenever I got that notification, I was like ready to post, and until like I learned her schedule basically. And so now I basically like post on that schedule. And just like learning about social media, like I know that like consistency is like literally the most important part. I think like posting at the same time every day, and also like the same amount of times, that's like a huge thing. And like kind of knowing when your followers are active on Instagram. Another thing is like engaging with Instagram, because like it's a little bit like Instagram will help you if you help them. Like they want people to be on Instagram as much as possible. So if you're like liking other people's things, if you're commenting back to like on your posts, if you're just like engaging on Instagram, like just being on Instagram will like in turn like promote your posts and like boost your posts over like, I don't know, other people's. And so like my stuff was even like just like started showing up on like people's explore pages and like things like that. And it also for me specifically for interior design, like I discovered I was just like very on top of like looking at my insights. Like on Instagram, they give you like insights, and just seeing like which posts would get the most reach, which one would get the most engagement, and kind of like writing down what styles like got the most I guess like engagement. And obviously like I post like a ton of different styles, not just like one, just because that's like my, like I don't post anything that I don't like. That's the thing. Like my Instagram is very much like my own preference. It's still like just my own designs that I love, but I do love a lot of type of styles, but I know which designs will like be more eye-catching and like eye-grabbing, and like those are the posts that like blow up. So like really what happened was that like I think in like January of October 2022, like one of my posts just like started doing super well, like started getting like thousands of likes, like because like just people I guess on our explore page, and once those people started liking it, like Instagram boosted it, and like it was kind of like a snowball effect where, and then like all of a sudden I think it was like really in a week I got like 7,000 followers, like from like 1,000. And then like I don't remember like when it stopped, like it didn't like just continue like that, but like all at once I got like a lot of followers, and then it slowed down, whatever. I like was continuing posting, and then like I would post another picture and that one would blow up and like get me another like it basically was just happening like that. I still don't like exactly know why and when it's gonna happen, but like certain posts just like do really well and people really love those designs, and like they like it, then Instagram promotes it so more people see it on their feed or on their explore page, and then like kind of just happens. And so that's kind of what's been happening for the last like year and a half. And yeah, now I'm at like 180K right now. And yeah, I'm just trying to stay consistent. I post on my stories every day, comment back to everyone. Yeah, and it's been doing really well so far.
That's awesome. And speaking on that whole choosing which kind of content pops off, Talia from Maryland actually wants to know specifically what type of content actually did pop off and why do you think it did?
Yeah. It's really like, so when you're looking, I always think about this, like the things that catch my attention the most, like that's the things that like I know, like, okay, if someone else was looking at this, like they would also kind of stop and like click on it. So like, let's say I'll be on my explore page. A lot of the times, like you're looking at a picture that's like smaller than what's on your feed. So it really has to be like something that's like eye grabbing. A lot of the times it's like really random, but like interiors with arches, people are really into. It's like so specific, but like people love arches. And also like stainless steel windows, like it's just random things that I've noticed, like stainless steel windows people really love, like the tropical, like Mallorca, like Ibiza kind of houses that are very like beachy, and like stone, like people love that type of interior. A lot of neutrals, people love neutrals. I'm like not a huge fan. I'll post it like once in a while, but like I know that that's like really huge. And just like things like that, like it really, like sometimes you'll just see like a beautiful picture and like I know, like I see it and I'm like, this is gonna do really well, like this is an insane interior, an insane architect. And so I'll just like post it, and like sometimes it will do like really well, and like sometimes it won't. Oh, also I forgot to mention before, hashtags I think like in the beginning did really well for me. I think like insights will kind of tell you like how many people found your post based on your hashtags, and in the beginning like some of my hashtags would bring in like 30,000 people, and like and then I would like constantly use those hashtags. So like yeah, that was also like a lot of like trial and error. I would look at how many people would like come to my, and I would like take hashtags from like other posts and like kind of see what did well, and so like from there I would know what hashtags to use. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the styles.
Yeah, so this all seems like a lot, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you. This seems like crazy how you like manage all of this, and while doing that, you have your job at the Architectural Digest, which is also crazy. So I feel like that's why Rachel from Philly is curious, like how do you balance that work at Architectural Digest while managing this account? Do you find like overlap at all, or is it just like good time management?
It's definitely been harder. Like when I first started my interior design account, I was still in school, but like I guess school wasn't so hard, so like it was a lot easier to post and like just be on top of it like during class even. I used to honestly post, like now it's a little bit harder to manage. I used to post twice a day and I only post once a day. I kind of do want to start getting back on like twice a day, but it's just been hard. But basically I'll do a lot of I'll post like on my commute to work, because like really like 9 a.m. is like for me the best time, like for like my Instagram. That's the best time. So I'll post on my commute, and like I used to prepare my posts ahead of time. You can like basically like make a post and then save it to your drafts on Instagram. And so I used to do it like the night before, and then like once it hit 9 a.m. I would just like press post. And I really should be doing that more often, but like also it's just been like hard at night to like remember and like kind of do that. So I've just been like leaving it to the morning of. So yeah, it has been like a little bit more of a struggle. During the day, like during work, like I really don't like check my phone, check my Instagram so much. But it's still managing to like do both. I really just like I do it like after work hours usually. So like even like yeah, during the day, like I'll be like looking at interiors all the time. What sucks is like I first thought that like I didn't tell anyone at work that I had this Instagram. Like my boss didn't know, no one at work knew that I had this Instagram account. Which was funny because like maybe it would have helped me get the job, but I got it anyway. But my boss like a few months ago found it, and he was like, because like one of the designers that we like worked with, like who like we just like published one of his designs, posted on Instagram, and then tagged my Interior Social Club Instagram instead of like my actual Instagram as like a thank you. And then like he also tagged my boss, and then my boss like messages me like, hello, why didn't you tell me that like you had this like huge Instagram? Like, and I thought it was gonna be like, I didn't want to tell anyone because like I didn't know if that was like an issue with like kind of like having this Instagram where I reposted interiors, some of them like from AD, and like that I also work at AD. I didn't know if they were gonna be like nervous that I was gonna like take things that we didn't publish yet, which I would never, and like kind of put it on my Instagram. But like he was like super impressed, and he was like, can you like give me tips on like how to grow my Instagram? Like my boss said that to me, which was really funny. But still, like I don't even really tell people at work. I think like maybe 3 people at work know that I have this Instagram. And so it basically like, yeah, during like, I literally see like all the new projects coming in, and I like save them. Like once we publish this, I'm posting it on my Instagram. So yeah, there's like that overlap. So yeah, I kind of just, and then like, yeah, I basically just like get inspiration from anywhere. I get it from AD, I get it from like a ton of other magazines like Vogue Living, Elle Decor, get it from like Instagram itself. So yeah, there's like, it's definitely, I'm just in the loop in all things interior design. So I always know what to post.
Yep. And she stays humble, ladies and gentlemen. She stays humble. We love it. So
Yeah.
this is actually kind of a question out of curiosity, because Ari from LA wants to know, what are your thoughts on AI tools such as ChatGPT and DALL-E 2, I don't know how to pronounce it, like DALL 2, like impacting the interior design industry? What are your thoughts on that?
So it's actually been like I've seen it impacted a lot. My brother actually always sends me articles about like how AI is like being introduced into the interior design world. So like I read up on that, and one of the cool things I saw was that Wayfair, Wayfair furniture company,
Yeah.
they actually have this like new AI tool where you can like take a picture of your apartment, and they will completely redesign it for you, like using AI, but they'll redesign it using their furniture. So you could just directly click on the furniture link and buy it, and like literally place it in your house, like exactly how they
These
styled it.
robots
Like,
are going to take our jobs. These robots
yeah,
are going to take our jobs. That's insane.
it's crazy, and it's so genius. Like I'm sure like more people are gonna start doing it if they haven't already. Like any type of like home design store, you can basically just like upload your apartment. They'll literally design everything. Like they'll make it so easy for you that you just literally need to press the button to order it, and then like put it exactly where they told you, and, like tell you to put it, and like it's just it's great. Another thing is like through my Instagram, I've noticed that I don't know, like I've basically, a lot of people have been like creating these insane interior design or architecture kind of like concepts. Like they're not real designs, like they're all AI, but they look insane, they look real, but they're just like these insane designs. So I've posted a few on my Instagram, but like it's kind of like funny because those posts actually do really well. Like they get a lot of engagement and like a lot of likes on my Instagram, but then I also get so many more hate comments on those type of posts. Like people are like, this isn't even real design, this is AI. Like
Oh my
and they'll
God.
just like hate on it. But like then I get so many likes, so I'm like, I don't really know like where to stand on that, because like the designs themselves are really cool. It's just like they're not real, like they're not actually built. They're like designed through a computer. But so I kind of like try to use it like post AI design sparingly, but it's definitely going to, I think like for interior designers, like like interior design companies, it might be a little bit like um of a threat, because like if you can like do what Wayfair did and like kind of just take a picture of your house and like it designs the whole thing for you, I don't know how well it's going to do it. Like obviously people could you know, I don't know, like Wayfair is like pretty basic like with the furniture and stuff, but like interior designers, you know, have their own style. They're very, I think like what they can't do is like source, like I think what interior designers do is like they can source like crazy furniture, and like they know all the best like wholesalers and like suppliers, and like I think that's like a knowledge that you can't really get through AI. Like they can
Think that
design it.
database is just going to improve?
What?
Don't you think that database is just going to improve though?
The database of
Like
like
AI, like they're going to have more knowledge of these, like,
I guess, like, I don't know. I think it's a lot of relationships, interior design. Like, where are you gonna get your like 1800s like vintage chandelier from like AI? Like, how is AI gonna know that? Like, I think they'll do really well with like modern stuff that you can like, you know, buy from anywhere. But I think that interior designers, like, I don't know, can kind of like work with clients more, and like I don't know, maybe it's more of like a relationship. Like everyone always says, like interior designers and clients, it's like a really big relationship for like working with this person, and like let's see how well AI can mimic that.
and I like that you say that because now we're actually going to put you to the test because Emily from Massachusetts wants to know your thoughts on common dorm room decor because what she's trying to go for is fun party vibes, but not disgusting. So, what would be your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think honestly, it's really simple to make your dorm room look really cool without spending a lot of money. I think places like Target and like even Wayfair, like they have a lot of essentials. I think literally just get, when it comes to furniture and like sheets, just like pick one color and stick with it. Don't start getting like gray sheets and like blue dresser. Like just keep it simple with like the essentials, with like the furniture and stuff. And then when you can go crazy is like for decor. And I think like places like Society 6 has like really, it's like a website that has really cool prints. And like even from Amazon, like they sell prints and like just random decor things that you could just um, that you can like decorate your apartment with or your dorm room. And honestly, my suggestion is like don't go crazy with like the like renter friendly, like let me install a chandelier in my dorm room. Like keep it simple. Like you're not moving into there permanently. Don't start putting up wallpaper. Um, but I think a really important thing is that if you're gonna get like cool prints, which is like I think the best way to make your room look super fun and cool, is to get frames for your prints. So many times everyone always like puts these like cool prints on their walls and just like tapes it on. I'm like, that just looks like whatever. It's just like a simple way to like elevate your space. Get a frame for your prints and it'll make your room look so much better. And then also just get like mirrors to like open up the space. Like your dorm is probably like a shoebox, like most other people. So I think mirrors will help, you know, open the space a lot. And yeah.
So, over time, working with Architectural Digest and doing your own Instagram account, Carly from Dallas is actually curious. Would you say there's any notable collaborations or partnerships you've undertaken under Instagram or Architectural Digest? Like, did you do any crazy collabs? And if
Uh,
so, which ones were your favorite?
I mean, collabs is more Instagram. Not sure what you mean by like collaborations with AD. I mean, we work with like a bunch of companies. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm not really sure what you mean by collabs from through AD, but through Instagram, I've done like a lot of cool collabs, which is honestly like really cool part from like the whole Instagram thing, is that I get a lot of free stuff. If you're on Instagram and you're not getting free stuff, then what are you doing? But basically, a really cool one one of my favorites is that I got this really cool neon sign, like from this company called Yellow Pop, and they do like a ton of really cool neon signs, and they actually do collaborations with like big artists like Andy Warhol and Keith Haring. And so one of my favorite artists is Keith Haring, and so I got a Keith Haring neon sign that's like huge, and I am hopefully soon gonna hang it up in my new apartment. So that was a really cool one. I just get like really random like things, like a lot of decor pieces. I got a free mattress. That's the one I'm using right now. I get random, like I got a free lamp. I'm hopefully getting a free coffee table soon and a rug, which is sick. Like I'm basically decorating my apartment for free at this point. But really what it is, a really cool one is that I got a free hotel stay in Miami Beach.
That's cool.
At this hotel called the Mayfair House, 5-star hotel, really cool. I stayed there for 2 nights, and it just had like a lot of cool amenities, and I basically just like posted about them on my Instagram. So like my collaborations are either I do like product giveaway, like they basically just give me products to keep, or sometimes like if it's a designer, like I'll post their designs and they'll pay me. And so yeah, those have been really, really great. And yeah, hopefully do more collabs. I've been trying to, now whenever I go on vacation, I like reach out, but like it's mainly me reaching out, unless like it's designers who want me to like post their stuff, but it's mainly me reaching out and like getting free stuff. I'll literally just like sometimes see things on Instagram and be like, that looks cool, let's see if I can get it for free. And then so yeah, for like hotels, like I've been reaching out to a bunch. I might be having more collaborations with hotels soon in the future. So yeah, whenever I travel, I'm gonna like try to get a few nights for free. And yeah, so it's basically, I mean, it's a win-win, because like I have like people in their audience. Like I really mainly reach out to like either furniture companies, decor companies, hotels, because I do a lot of like interiors and travel. Any like appliances, like obviously like most of the time like I don't hear back, or like they say no, but you know, it's always good to reach out, because a lot of big companies have an influencer collaboration program set up, and I sometimes just like apply and they're like, okay, like what do you want? And then I like get the thing. So yeah, but like you can start early on, because like I know people with like 1,000 followers that get free stuff, and like, you know, you don't have to, like I started getting stuff really early on. So, you know, anyone can do it.
And honestly, I guess like in a sense, like with Architectural Digest, I know it's not literally collabs, but would you say you had any really cool clients for Architectural Digest that you got to meet? And if so, who were those people?
I mean, I work a lot, like our sponsors are like Hermes and Chanel and Ralph Lauren. Like those are the people that we like work with a lot. So I email them a bunch. So that's really cool. They're not necessarily sending me things, but they send like our editor-in-chief stuff, and then I'm really close friends with our editor-in-chief's assistant, and so she'll give me stuff if she doesn't want it. So it's actually funny, like she just got, like I was telling like my friend, like, oh, I just moved into a new apartment, and she got these like flowers that were sent by like Dolce & Gabbana, and she was like, oh, take these for your new apartment, and I was like, oh, thank you. So now I just have this like bouquet of flowers.
That's cute.
Yeah. So it's like really, but it's not, I've maybe gotten like twice, like designers who like are like, thank you so much for like posting our stuff and helping with this, like getting our stuff out there. Like they'll send me, like I one time got like a random scarf from Ireland. Like there's this interior design company from Ireland that like sent everyone on the team who worked on it like these like really fancy scarves, and like I got one. But like normally the best thing about working at AD and like Condé Nast in general is that everyone gets free stuff, and like a lot of people don't want it, so we have like a free table, and I just take things from there a lot. So yeah, that's also how I decorate my apartment, a lot from the free table.
Cool. So now, this is something Miriam from New York wants to know. In your opinion, what role would you say, after talking about social media with interior design and all that stuff, what role would you say social media plays in this world?
I think social media, I mean, for AD, it's also huge. I mean, AD has a lot more
Right.
followers than I do. And I think that that's where a lot of people are getting their news. Like, if you're not like subscribing or like going on their website, you kind of just like follow AD on like Instagram or on TikTok or YouTube, and like that's a great way to like get your source of design. I think that's what a lot of people do. um i think I think like a big thing for interior design also is like YouTube, like videos is like really doing huge. So like pictures are obviously great, but now I'm even posting like reels on my Instagram, because like videos are really doing well. And yeah, like it's social media is huge for design. Like, it's social media is like mainly a visual news source. And that's basically all design is. It's all the visuals. So it's really, really, really important for all these companies, for AD, for interior designers, for like anyone to be on social media, because that is where people just need to see your stuff, and like they like it or they don't like it, and like that's how people engage and interact. So it's even better than like, not better, but like let's say AD, the print, like physical copy or the website, like it's not really a place where you can interact or like react um to the designs or the posts. But on Instagram you can kind of like it, you can like write your opinion, you can share it, you can like tag people. So it's like really important way to like share designs and share ideas. Yeah, it's huge.
So this is more of a question for you specifically. I know we talked a lot about like what you do, but this is more of a question for you. And Bellis from San Diego wants to know, what are your future goals and aspirations within the field of interior design? Because you're doing a lot now, but what would you say your future goals are?
Great question. um I think a lot of people ask me if like I would want to go into interior design myself, and like I don't really see myself, like I was considering it for a while, like that's what I thought I was going to do as like a job. But I don't think I don't think I would do well with like client-based designs, where it's like you really have to like deal with people's opinions, and if they have bad taste you kind of just have to like deal with it and like run with it, and like you don't like always love what you're designing. And that's I'm not really sure if like I could get into that field. But so that's why I really like what I'm doing now, where I'm looking at like already completed projects, and like I can kind of just like form my own opinion of like what I like and what I don't like. And so for the future, if I mean, I love what I do now. Really, it's my dream job. Obviously, one goal would be to like move up in the company and like kind of take on more responsibilities and kind of be the one making decisions on like which images, like which designs we're using, which images we're doing, which stories we're following. So that's kind of more of like a senior responsibility, and so I would love to do more of that. Like I definitely like think about like what I would want to do if I ever left AD, which right now I don't want to happen, but like, you know, it's always good to like keep options open. And like I was looking into like PR and like just working with companies, because I really love like working with brands. And like whenever we do, like I sometimes go to like a lot of events through AD, a lot of design events, and I like love going to those and like kind of networking and just like looking at like what's new and next in the design world. For my Instagram, right now it's just really being consistent. Right now we sell merch. Wait, I'm actually promoting myself right now. Everyone go buy Interior Social Club merch. We have
The link will be
sweaters, we have
down
hats, we
below.
have
The
tote.
link will be down below, people. Make sure to get your merch.
The link is down below. Yeah. That was an exciting step for my Instagram. Like a few people just told me that they would like totally buy sweaters if I made them. So I was like, all right, I'll figure it out. And so now I make sweaters and stuff, and I have my own website. So that was really exciting. Something else, I don't know, just bigger and better collabs. Like just maybe just like really big, like reaching out to like really big companies, like I don't know, like my favorite brands, or like I don't know, Crate and Barrel, like sponsor me. Just like any, yeah, like hotels, big brands, like that's where I want to kind of do. But like for the most part, kind of just like be consistent and like do just like keep growing my follower account. And like I think with that will come like more collabs and more things, and just like be more consistent.
Oh, this question is coming from Johnny, because Johnny from New York, he's kind of an aspiring interior designer himself. So he would want to know, what advice would you give to aspiring interior designers or people who just want to be involved with the world in general?
I would say it's all about networking, and do not go on LinkedIn and just apply to all the jobs that are like open, because that never worked for me. I don't know. Maybe it works for some people. Never heard back from any of those people. What helped me the most was talking to people. Like I would tell people, I would meet anyone. Everyone around me knows that I love interior design. They would be like, "Oh, you should talk to my aunt who does interior design for this," or like used to do interior design. And I would talk to them, and I would have a conversation with them and ask them questions and like learn more about it. Anyone who I even knew like had any like anything to do with design, I would like have a conversation with them. I was talking to people who were doing product design. I was talking to architects. I was talking to people who do graphic design. Like I really wasn't sure like what area, how to get into it, like where I was going, but really like talking to just anyone really helped. So anyone can hit me up. I'm more than happy to answer more questions. But um, yeah, really just like make a list of questions of what you want to know, and from there you get more questions, and then they say like, oh, I actually know someone that's working here. And like internships, that was the biggest thing for me. I learned so much from my internships. I was big internship person. I had probably like 6 internships before graduating, and they were all like so helpful in like helping me realize what I wanted to do. Also like insane for my resume. And like really like you're working for free. Like why would anyone say no? Like it doesn't have to be like a super big company. Like at first, literally anyone, like first person I interned for was like someone who I kind of knew. It was like a family friends, like someone. And I just like reached out, and they were like, yeah, sure, why not? And so from there, I like had my first thing to put on my resume, and then I was able to get the second thing. And so, you know, that's really what I would suggest. Talking to people, interning, um, asking questions, and kind of just like on LinkedIn, that's what I did. Like add anyone who you think like would do or is doing something that like you'd be interested in, and uh if they connect with you back, you can message them and like ask them anything you want.
Yeah, so that's awesome. And before I ask this last question, I just want to say again, thank you for coming on. You're awesome. I appreciate you tons.
Great.
And the way the show works is I ask the first question and I also ask the last question. So this last question that I ask everybody is, if you could leave the viewers with just one piece of advice, what would you say?
I would say that ooh, that's a good one. Okay, I would say that the best way to kind of figure out what you want to do and like get to where you're going is to really like build relationships with people and like get as much experience as you can, and like knowledge, like what I was saying before, just like ask questions and kind of grow your network. And a big thing is like don't be afraid to like tell people what you like to do, and like when you introduce yourself to someone, almost introduce yourself as if you're already doing it, because then people will be like, oh, like you're doing that. I know someone that also does that. Like I know a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm doing this, but I kind of want to start getting into like, I don't know, marketing, but like I haven't started yet. I don't really know where to start. Like, no, just go up to people and be like, oh, I do marketing. Like, do you know anyone that like does it? And kind of like sell yourself, and then it'll really help you. You know, like people will like see you as, oh, like they do this. Like, let me think like who I can connect them with, or like, oh, I do that. Like, I can connect you with like these people. Like, really, it's don't be afraid to share with people what you do and what you love to do, because you never know who you might meet.
Sell yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Shani, I want to thank you one more time for coming on. Thank you so much for coming. If you guys like this episode, please make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to ask questions in the future, make sure to follow the socials. All the links are going to be down below. If you want to see more about what Shani does, if you want to buy merch, if you want to check out the interior design, all that stuff, I highly recommend checking her out. I'm going to put her links down below as well. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. See you next week. Yeah.